Friends is about to hit 30 years old from its first airing in September 22nd, 1994.
No!
And till today, millions of people around the world are still watching it daily.
Now maybe.
So, what is it about the TV show Friends that's kept us hooked for all these decades? What is it about Central Perk and Ross and Rachel, Monica Chandler, Joey, and Phoebe? What is it about all of them and their spaces and their homes, their apartments, that we keep going back and revisiting? Today, we're going to dive into what makes Friends a comfort food sort of a show, and how the characters are inspired by archetypes from Greek theater. Last, we're going to check out some lessons in which we can learn as screenwriters and filmmakers on what is easily one of the most successful sitcoms of all time. My name is Mina. Welcome to the Hollywood Screenwriter. Now, Friends is the epitome of comfort food entertainment. It nourishes our hearts and our minds, and it makes us feel good, a little fuzzy inside with every episode. But what exactly, from an entertainment sense point of view, constitutes comfort food entertainment?
Hey.
Comfort food entertainment is basically content that provides you with comfort, with joy, with emotional satisfaction, and it's kind of like having a hearty home-cooked meal.
Some lunch, just me, little quality time with me. Hey.
Basically, Friends does this by blending humor, by blending character relatability, and by adding emotional depth. If you think about it, each and every single one of those characters offers something different. Together, they form a very rich and diverse ensemble, and all the audiences that are watching can connect to one or all of them at the same time, as well as go along with them on the story. Marta Kaufman, co-creator of Friends, once said, "When David and I lived in New York, we had a group of 6 friends. We were all each other's best friends. We hung out all the time. We were like a family." So later, when we were thinking of shows that could have an ensemble cast, it occurred to us to look back at that point in our lives. That was the birth of the idea for Friends. That time in your life when your friends were like family. And that was how the show came to be.
Ask your slippers a question. You're going crazy.
In order to understand the timeless appeal of Friends, we gotta look back at ancient Greek theater and the archetypes that inspired these characters. Archetypes are basically universal patterns of behavior that resonate with audiences. Ross Geller is the intellectual or the tragic hero. He's the one that we're rooting for as an audience, despite his misfortunes and his flaws. In embodying the archetypal tragic hero, Ross basically goes through all these difficult circumstances and situations, but with a hopeful heart. So Rachel Green would be the ingenue, funny word. Basically means she starts off as this naive, sort of pampered girl and evolves into this strong, independent woman. And this journey from dependency to self-sufficiency is typical of the ingenue archetype.
Thanks for your jacket.
Oh, no problem. You can borrow it, by the way.
Monica Geller is the perfectionist, the nurturer. She likes all things that are order. She loves rules.
Phoebe, you do a button hook again? Rachel, you go long.
She loves cleanliness, and that makes her like the quintessential perfectionist. What she shows in caring for all her friends around her, and her cooking and her preparations for things for her friends to get excited about, these all add to her nurturing archetype.
Weirdest thing was, okay, I was cleansing her aura when it happened.
Phoebe Buffay is the eccentric mystic. Her quirky personality and unconventional wisdom give her this archetype. She provides fresh perspectives on life's peculiar challenges.
Rinse, repeat, as needed.
Chandler Bing.
Just one kiss, I won't tell him. Joey, no means no.
He's a witty fool. He basically masks all his insecurities through humor. It allows him to go through life with a smile, despite how hard it is for him.
You're not roommates anymore.
Joey Tribbiani.
All right, open your eyes.
He's the lovable oaf. He's got this like childlike innocence and this genuine simple-mindedness, which is actually very endearing. And as a lovable oaf, he brings joy and laughter through his naive charm. In her book, The Heroine's Journey, Woman's Quest for Wholeness, Maureen Murdoch discusses how characters like Rachel and Phoebe embody the journey of self-discovery and empowerment, making them resonate deeply with audiences. Every single storyline is basically about friends helping other friends be better friends to each other and themselves. Let's take a look at how the show does this. Ross struggles with love and divorce, but he doesn't struggle alone. Every time he goes through one of these battles, it becomes a moment for his friends to rally around him. They offer him support, advice, and tough love. His journey teaches him to become more self-aware, more resilient. Rachel's transformation from a dependent runaway bride to a successful independent career woman is testament to the support and belief her friends have in her. Every time she makes a step towards independence, she's cheered on and supported and grows because of it. Monica's pursuit of perfection is often tempered by the love and acceptance she receives from her friends, which teaches her that it's okay to be imperfect. Her nurturing nature, in turn, helps her friends through their trials. Chandler's humor is his shield. It allows him to hide behind his insecurities, but his friends see right through that. They help him embrace his own vulnerability and allow him to be more of his authentic self, which takes him on a journey towards becoming a loving husband and father. Now, Joey's simplicity and loyalty puts him in a lot of funny situations, but it's with the help of his friends that he's more able to navigate the challenges of adult responsibilities. In turn, his childlike innocence helps his friends remember the simple joys of life. Phoebe's eccentricity is met with a lot of acceptance and love from her friends, which allows her to deal with her difficult, troublesome past and reconcile it with her bright future. It's her eccentricity and her different perspective that helps enrich her friends' point of view on life in the everyday. Screenwriting guru Robert McKee writes, "True character is revealed in the choices a human being makes under pressure. Well, the friends' characters are constantly faced with a lot of choices, and these choices reveal their truer selves. And when we as an audience see that, we connect with them deeper." Here are 3 quick lessons of what screenwriters can take away from watching Friends. First one's going to be universal themes. Friends taps into a very universal theme. That is, being young and still finding your way in a big city, in a big world, trying to maneuver through the challenges of adulthood. That's pretty universal. And what that does is basically audiences connect through that. They see the friends' struggles and they relate it to their own struggles, and it goes further in resonating those emotions with your audience. 2, character depth. The characters on Friends have a lot of flaws. They're very funny, but they also have their own specific traits, their own specific challenges that they need to go through. And if you write them true enough, then audiences can see themselves in every single character in the cast and see themselves through the challenges of these characters. The deeper you write your characters, the deeper audiences are going to resonate with them. 3, tone. Friends is a really funny show, but It balances humor really well with heart. And finding that exact tone is a very fine line for it not to get too dark but also not to get too comical that it doesn't feel real. Finding that specific tone and balancing it is quite an act that's been done by a very large writer's room in Friends. It's something to be observed and studied. As screenwriting expert Sid Field mentions in his book, Screenplay: The Foundations of Screenwriting, the emotional engagement of the audience is what makes a story memorable. Yeah, you make us feel something. We're gonna connect with your work. You have us watching and rewatching. Friends does this by getting us to be emotionally invested while still giving us a joyous, fun, humorous ride along the way. Friends remains TV's ultimate comfort food, not just because of its humor, but it gets us emotionally invested as well. It gives us a sense of emotional belonging. It's like whenever we put on an episode, suddenly we're stepping back into a home we lived in before, and that feeling feels good. There are so many lessons that screenwriters can take from this show. It's got timeless archetypes in their characters that just seem to connect generation across generation. From the 30 years of its existence, this show has delivered so much entertainment around the world. It's been a masterclass in comedy, and anyone who is looking into writing any kind of sitcom got lessons upon lessons. Not enough to cover in this one video. I appreciate you watching. If you like this video, please join me on the next one. Thank you so much.
I don't need your chair.